All right, so I'm going to be presenting satellites, not the moon kind. I really thought I was clever with that title. I wasn't. So, number one, satellites. What off Earth are they? I thought that was a good pun. It wasn't. What are satellites? Satellite is a term that is actually used to describe any object that moves around a larger object. For our purposes, and for what most people tend to mean when they say that, we're discussing man-made ones. Uh, there's sources in the corners, by the way, right here, where it says like NASA 1. There's multiple of those throughout every slide that sources something. So, natural versus man-made, a natural satellite is just something that, already was there, like the moon. Man-made satellite, something like Sputnik, first satellite, most important one. Uh, you know, so, about that, Sputnik, the first satellite. Uh, it's Russian for companion, actually, and it was Russia and the world's first man-made satellite. They beat us to it, but the goal of Sputnik was to collect data on radio signals and density in the Earth's atmosphere, and it did a pretty good job. They actually got into orbit on their first try because there were multiple Sputnik satellites. So number three, Helmst. What makes up a satellite? Well, mainly the main parts of a satellite are the antenna, which is for sending and receiving information, the primary function of a satellite, and power for keeping the antenna powered. Solar is a very popular choice for some obvious reasons. A lot of sunlight in space. So, use cases. Why are we launching big metal things into space? Well, you could warn of incoming dangers like asteroid collisions. You could provide data on Earth. Google Maps is a good example. And you could provide data on space, other planets and such. And this is very basic. Like, there's way more applications and examples, but I just chose the ones that I thought were the coolest. Like, come on, Google Maps is pretty cool. Now, the best. So these are some cool satellites that I found. It's kind of like a highlight reel. At the end, not all satellites are remembered. Here are some that are remembered better than others. So first we have Landsat. It is a satellite, remembered for having documented the Earth for over 40 years, even leading to us finding places on Earth that we didn't know about. Then there's GOES, the Geostationary Operational Environmental Satellite. GOES is the satellite that we get most of our weather forecasting data from. As someone who checks the weather from time to time, I can really respect the importance of this one, because honestly, even though they're never right about precipitation, at least we got something. So, GeoEye, this is not top of the list for its category, but I think it's the coolest one, because Google owns the rights to all the imagery for this one. It is Google Maps. This is what makes Google Maps, apparently. This is where they get the images from. So, thanks. That's the end of it. Credit to Flat Icon, FreePic, SlidesGo. This is a SlidesGo presentation, favorite site for these. This is my references page. It's not even close to APA, but I would argue this is better than APA. And these are the resources for this specific slideshow template, and that's the end.